Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. What it do, man? Well, everybody's weekend been well, going well, went well. I mean, I don't know. Whatever the case may be. We'll do some more Divinity today. We should be anyways with our buddy. If maybe if anything has come up that prevents us from being able to do that, we'll just play some more. But should be more Divinity today. After we do the news, you know. So we'll get video gaming news in. I'm gonna have to figure out what we're gonna play this week, guys. We'll probably take a little bit of time after the news to figure out what we're doing this week. It might just be a little bit more Warframe. That might be the case. I might just play some Warframe this week. There's a game coming out in like 4 days called Dredge that we saw out of the Future Games showcase, which looks really, really cool. That drops on the 30th, so 4 days from now. So we should be able to start playing that like Wednesday or Thursday. So I don't know. We might play that for a couple of days this coming week. Might play a few days of Warframe. We'll see what's up. But we're just this coming week we won't be able to do Divinity because our buddy Pink's schedule is not going to allow the co-op we've been doing. So it's cool, man. We'll figure out something to do, and then next week we'll get back into it. But today, hopefully, we'll get some more gameplay in. I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Let's go ahead and get into the video gaming news for today, March 26th. All right, let's go do it. This is what we're listening to this morning, by the way. BPM, amazing, roguelite, rhythm-based, first-person shooter, very cool art style. It's a lot of fun. It's got a cool soundtrack and everything, so highly recommend go check it out. Cool. Kill the music. Solid. And let's get into the news. Cool. GDC 2023, the best indie games. If you didn't know, GD3 ran from Monday through Friday of this week, and we've gotten some cool info that came out of it. But let's see the best indie games that were showcased there, yeah? eShop Sell makes one of the best Switch games. A price that probably should have been a long time ago. My coffee's hot. Oh no. Dark and Darker removed from Steam amid legal fallout. Yikers. Okay. Marvel vs. Capcom 4 rumor leaks release date and roster. There's going to be a lot of hype behind that, man. PS Plus subscribers blown away by graphics of what? New PS5 game? Okay. RTX 4070 Ti shows conformational price performance value in G470 class gaming showdown video. Okay, let's take a look at that. We'll take a look at that. I like the price versus performance breakdowns of tech stuff, you know, so that's good. We'll take a look and see where we're at with that. More games will be removed from PS Plus Extra in April. See what we got coming off of the subscription service for PS Plus. Dying Light 2's DLC release date and new locations. Get some more info on that front. Left 4 Dead 3 possibly leaked. Okay. Final Fantasy 16 videos show characters, world, icon battles, easy mode accessories. What is that? Easy mode accessories? What? And more. Okay, let's take a look. One more page so we can find anything else. Looks like Diablo 4 beta hotfixes rolling out to improve the performance. I mean, they're going to be doing that. Anytime a beta plays out, usually you get consistent updates, constant updates throughout the play testing, and to try to improve things while it's running for the people that are testing the beta out. So that's the norm, if you will. So I don't know. Looks like, oh man, God, these GN 24 articles, I don't like pulling them up. They're so hard to read. Maybe we can dive into some. Look at Humble Bundle real quick though. They might have a decent bundle one. Hold on. Yeah, scary games to play in the dark. I think that's what they're going for there. The This is what that article was talking about. So there's a scary games to play in the dark bundle on the Humble Bundle website. I'll just link this real quick, and then we'll talk about it once we get to it. Cool. I think that'll be the news for today. It'll probably be another kind of chill day for the news, but it's cool, man. Sundays especially tend to be like that a little bit more often than not. So that's all right, man. It's cool. People are doing their weekend thing. It's all right. More games will be removed from PS Plus Extra in April. Last chance to play these titles, guys. So PS Plus Extra and Premium operate a little differently to PS Plus Essential. Games are rotated in and out of the catalog, and once they're removed, you'll no longer be able to play them as part of your subscription, even if you're already downloaded and installed them. It's important to be aware of which titles are scheduled to depart. Fortunately, Sony has announced the next 10 titles scheduled to be stripped off their PS Plus Extra status, although it's yet to confirm when they'll be removed. Consider this your last chance to play the following: Too Dark, 428 Shibuya Scramble, Croiler Sigma, Gabuchi, Marvel Puzzle Quest Dark Reign, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, Steins Gate Elite, the Caligula Effect Overdose, the Wonderful 101 Remastered, Zenki Zero Last Beginning. While it's always disappointing to see games removed from the PS Plus Extra, this does follow a pretty outstanding update for the service, which saw the likes of Ghostwire Tokyo, Immortals Phoenix Rising, and Uncharted the Nathan Drake Collection added. So, yeah, if there are any of these titles that you've been interested in playing, but you have not taken a dive into these yet, and you are a part of this subscription service, then now's the time before they go away. Again, there's no date yet as to when these are being removed, but it will be sometime soon, okay? Dying Light 2 2023 update release date and new locations revealed. During the Future Game Show 2023 event, many game developers presented the news about upcoming features. One of the most notable upcoming events is the Dying Light 2 2023 update patch. So the update arrives on April 20th that will finally include several highly anticipated features. DLC will now include several new locations and a whole new story, including an underground train station as well as an abandoned mine shack. Moreover, the Dying Light 2 update DLC will finally include this Steam Deck. Feature allows players to enter the open world mod in the upcoming game. In addition to this feature and a new map, fans will get their hands on several new pieces of equipment, such as new combat gear and helmets. Lastly, starting March 21st, the game update finally allows the PS4, PS5, and Xbox players to get access to the game via their platforms. However, the latest Dying Light 2 update, including the Steam Deck, is not yet compatible with these platforms. All this is great news for the Dying Light community. This update and DLC is coming sooner than we thought. And this video is an interview with the game director. So if you guys want to take a look at that, I'll link it for you, okay? But April 20th, that's when the new update DLC content stuff is coming to Dying Light 2. All right. Left 4 Dead 3 possibly leaked. Left 4 Dead 3 may finally be happening if a new leak is anything to go off of. Valve is one of the most beloved and innovative video game developers out there. They do some quality stuff, man. Hardware and software. Half-Life, Portal, Dota, Counter-Strike, with Counter-Strike 2 being announced now. Many other fantastic games were spawned from this developer. In the early to late 2000s, it was like Valve could do no wrong. They were simply on fire. However, after Portal 2, Valve largely just stopped making big new games. There are a few notable exceptions, but compared to other developers, they rarely make new games. And that has frustrated a lot of people who are waiting on sequels to come to some of those iconic franchises. Most recently, Valve confirmed Counter-Strike 2 will release this summer, despite it not actually being the second Counter-Strike game, which came as a shock to a lot of people. There is also a beta going on for Counter-Strike 2 as we speak, though it's largely limited to the biggest streamers out there. With that said, the beta did leak so people can play the game in offline mode with bots and toy around with the new challenges and dig through the files. Reddit user... Dude, what is it? Papes found mentions of Left 4 Dead 3 in the files for Counter-Strike 2. And while that may be a weird place for it, it's not uncommon. People were able to find elements of Grand Theft Auto 5 in Max Payne 3, for instance. Sometimes abandoned ideas get lumped into new projects. That's really all there is to it. There aren't any details beyond that. It does suggest Valve could be working on it. Yeah. I mean, there have been rumors for a while. Basically, that's what this states. And we'll see. People have loved Left 4 Dead, so to think that they might be working on Left 4 Dead 3, not too far-fetched, right? So that's some substantial stuff coming out of there. That there's been some data leaked out of the Counter-Strike 2 files noting Left 4 Dead 3 in there. So there we go. New Final Fantasy 16 videos show characters, world, icon battles, easy mode accessories. What is that? And more. Today, Square Enix hosted a panel about the next mainline game of the Final Fantasy series, Final Fantasy 16 at PAX East in Boston. The panel was hosted by producer Naoki Yoshida and localization director Michael Christopher Koji Fox. We hear from Yoshida the 4 pillars of the game are its narrative, its characters, the visuals, and the battle system. Funnily, Yoshida joked about the only possible with the power of PlayStation 5 marketing line, asking Koji Fox whether he works for Square or for Sony. A video has been revealed to showcase exactly these 4 pillars. We set the recording of the live stream at the appropriate timestamp. You'll find similar links throughout the article or find the full recording at the bottom of the post. Everything showcased in the video runs in real time. It's not pre-rendered. Another video was then showcased to introduce the various areas that will be able to be explored in the game. Once again, none of that is showcased in the video is pre-rendered. We also hear about the dominance, the wardens of the elements, and keepers of the icons. The icons are the game's summons, and they can obliterate nations if not kept under control. Final Fantasy 16, they can measure between 60 and 350 feet. The game doesn't just explore their abilities in battle, but also their background. One of the central points of the game is to explore their motivations and goals. In particular, the story will follow hero Clive Rosfeld during his teens, his 20s, and his 30s. The story starts with his obsession for revenge for the loss of his brother. This will gradually change during the story. The combat system features iconic abilities and iconic clashes. The former are acquired from the icons Clive meets through his journey. There are many, and they can be upgraded and customized to match each player's playstyle. Icon versus icon battles have Clive turn into an icon himself. Econ, I don't know. To do battle against other icons. All of these battles are created from the ground up to feel unique. A new video showcases battle gameplay focusing on Clive's iconic battles. Or abilities, excuse me. Yoshida moved on to provide more information about the game, answering questions sparked by the media tour. First of all, the game isn't all dark and the areas aren't all small. The area showcased in the media tour, which focused on the action elements of the game, was a stage and not a field. The game has many different stages on top of fields, and each stage has unique map sizes, layouts, and designs. Gameplay was showcased, providing a look at one of the larger explorable areas of the game. We also get to see the world map showing all the areas that may be explored, which unlock as the story progresses. Incidentally, we also see that you can switch between frame rate and graphics modes at any time. There's a hideaway run by Sid. Can't have a Final Fantasy game without Sid, man. A hub that Clive can return to throughout his adventure. Woo. Sorry, guys. I need that Java, man. This is where you can find shops, craft new gear, upgrade what you already have, find side quests, access the Arret Stones, which lets you access battle training, arcade codes where you can compete on the online leaderboards, and stage replay, which lets you replay any completed stage at any time. Secret mode that has not been revealed yet will also be accessible there. We'll then learn that there are quick time events. Not all cutscenes include them. Boss battles are split into multiple phases that are triggered when the boss drops to a certain amount of HP. The transition is shown via a cutscene and simple quick time events that are implemented to make these transitions more interactive. This also happens in Final Fantasy XIV. Failed QuickTime events can change the outcome of a cutscene transition, but never result in game over. There are 3 types of QuickTime events: attack, evasion, and clash. They're assigned to the same buttons they would usually have in gameplay. They're designed to keep the player in the action. They're also not quick at all, so you'll have time to nail them easily. Okay. Speaking of the action nature of the game, the team loves turn-based games, but they also love action games. Luckily, the game is for everyone, even for players who aren't used to action games. To help them, the developers have implemented optional accessories that can be equipped. They're called timely accessories. You can see how they work in this part of the video. We have rings of timely healing, timely assistance, timely strikes, timely evasion, and timely focus. The ring of timely healing automates potion usage. The ring of timely assistance automates Torgal's Clive's dog assists. Ring of timely strikes lets you execute combos simply by pressing the square button. Ring of timely evasion automates evasion of incoming attacks. Ring of Timely Focus is similar to the evasion one, but it only slows down time when you're about to receive an attack that can be evaded. So you can do your own dodges easier. Okay. Yeah, so at least they did this. Wearing timely accessories lowers the score on the leaderboards of the arcade mode mentioned above. On top of that, the UI always shows which accessories you're wearing at any given time. So broadcasters or streamers, content creators won't be able to hide it when they stream the game. Unless they put something over that spot of the that you can overlay stuff over it, you know. We also see how if you accidentally attack Torgo, he will simply move out of the way while you can pet him. As mentioned before, the theme of each icon battle is unique. For instance, the battle against Garuda is quite easy and serves as a battle of the tutorial of the feature. We also got a brief video showing a glimpse of the various icon battles. Last but not least, we learned that more information on the RPG elements of the game will come in April. If you're unfamiliar with Final Fantasy XVI, it's the next mainline game of the ultra-popular Final Fantasy series by Square Enix. Its development is spearheaded by many developers from the Final Fantasy XIV team, which isn't too surprising considering the success of the latest MMORPG of the series, which has recently passed 27 million registered accounts worldwide. Scheduled release date for the Final Fantasy XVI is June 22nd, and it will only be on PS5. A PC version is likely coming at some point in the future, but there's no official release date at the moment, and it will likely be a terrible port because that's what Square Enix does. They are not good at bringing their games to PC. They're actually pretty terrible about it. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. Let's just go to YouTube. How about that? $11 hours ago. Gameplay demo. PAX East. 26 minutes, dude. GameSpot. Square. That's an hour. Let's pull this one up.
で、改めてファイナルファンタジー16ちょっと紹介させていただきます。
All right, so next we're going to talk a little bit about the game itself.
ファイナルファンタジー16皆さんもちろんご
All right, let's get in here.
Today, because of Joshua.
I'm just gonna skip through some parts of this, man, until we
for this chance. I slept in filth.
get to some of what they're talking about.
Killed more men than I can count.
Show us some of the action.
Ready, my lady?
Ready.
It's gotta be it for it, man. So these are the icons. Phoenix, right?
ありがとうございます。
Whoa!
Over control of what little remains.
結果マザークリスタルを奪い
Ooh, chocobos.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you
Ooh.
very much.
今ご覧いただいた映像すべて、カットシーンなどではなくプレイヤーの皆さんが主人公クライブ・ローズフィールドを、
See the last of this. Wait, they just have its name as Infernal Icon? Dude, really? Not Ifrit? Oh, dude, wait. Oh, that's
まあ
weird.
まだま
man.
だ、クライブの紹介
All right. I mean, it's weird. Here's the a link to the article. It looks cool. It looks cool. I don't know. You know, Square scares me right now with everything that Square's doing with and that they've been doing with being so heavily concerned with and focused with the NFT blockchain Web3 space of everything and they scare me a little bit for sure. And they're super terrible about bringing their games over to other platforms, especially PC. And that sucks too. I mean, they are literally terrible about it. So anybody that is like, you know, hoping to play this at some point in the future on another platform, it probably isn't going to be a great experience because they just can't port games over. They suck at it. I don't know if it's like a play for them to be like, well, you know, we don't really care to give people an experience. I mean, that's almost how it comes off. We don't care to give people an experience that is decent on another platform. People are buying the games anyways, even though they suck. on like PC. People still buy them, and there are like communities of modders that come together to really fix the games, even though Square makes them terrible on release, and so they end up being playable because of communities of people that come together and find ways to make the games feel much better. But in my opinion, it's not worth giving Square my money, that's for sure, because it shouldn't be left up to communities of people to fix the games. It's the responsibility should lie on Square to do that stuff. And so I don't know. I hope the game's good. I am, a huge lover. Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. There are a number of Final Fantasy games that are in the list of some of my top my top games of all time, and but it doesn't change the fact that what I've seen from Square over the past half decade, a little bit more than that, has been a little bit off-putting, and I don't know. Hopefully the game's good. I do hope the game's good. I hope that everybody has a good time playing it and everything, but the company itself scares me. Roasted RTX 4070 Ti shows conformational price, performance, value, and GeForce 70 class gaming showdown video. We probably won't watch the video, but let's see what they have to say. An intriguing video posted by Testing Games YouTube channel has pitted 4 GeForce 70 class graphics cards against each other. The 1070 Ti, 2070 Super, 3070 Ti, and RTX 4070 Ti. Cards were tested through 8 games that included heavy hitters such as Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know how you're going to test Hogwarts Legacy when that game performs like crap anyways. And Microsoft Flight Simulator, with the test system also fitted with an Intel Core i9-13900K processor, 32 gigs of RAM, and an Asus ROG Strix Z790E gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. The 70 class graphics cards were tested at a 1080p display rate. While there is no surprise that the GeForce 4070 Ti was the frame rate champion, there was an interesting takeaway to be found in the differences between it and the RTX 3070 Ti. Taking the endpoint of each game section to measure the frame rate percentage difference left the 4070 Ti between 13% and 84% higher than the 3070 Ti in regards to frames per second. The average difference in this scenario ended up being an impressive 60% in favor of the Lovelace series board. Hogwarts Legacy cramped the 4070 Ti style, with the graphics card managing around 127 frames per second toward the end of the segment compared to 112 frames per second for the 3070 Ti. It can be seen in the on-screen data that the 40 series card is not running at full speed, though, with measurements showing 59 to 64% available clock rate. It has been widely reported that Hogwarts Legacy is not well optimized for the 4070 Ti for PC at all, and it's 12 gigs of VRAM, hence the outlier. If you discount the Hogwarts Legacy result, the average difference in FPS output between the 4070 and 3070 rises to around 66%, which is a phenomenal generational improvement. But this is to be expected, and buyers of the Lovelace card may have felt disappointed at just how pricey it was despite the advanced performance. However, these results might show that the 4070 Ti owners can confirm their belief that they may have made a smart purchase despite the $800 price tag US and the higher prices set by retailers and partners. Because if you just focus on the percentages here, not meaning that TDP, GPU manufacturing process, software support, etc. are unimportant, though, then that much derided RTX 4070 Ti price tag could have been a lot worse. So the 3070 Ti is $600 US. That means that the 4070 Ti is roughly 33% more expensive. Of course, $700 US would have been a sweeter deal for gamers, but there is a 2-year technological advancement gap to be enjoyed with the 4070 Ti. So for 33% more money, owners of the 4070 Ti are getting 60 to 66% more gaming performance in this particular controlled comparison. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this a lot. It's here's the video down here too. So I'll let you guys watch it if you want. We talk about this a lot. It's There are a lot of websites out that you can find also that give you a really good look at price versus performance for whatever budget you may have to spend on a GPU or any other kind of hardware, really. But there are a lot of different ways to test, like, price versus performance. And that's a good way to, if you're on a budget, to look at where you're going to get the most bang for your buck, right? And I highly recommend doing that. Yeah, I mean, if money is not an obstacle for you, then obviously you're going to go get the latest and greatest, right? But the reality is that money is an obstacle for most people. And so when you're looking at upgrading from, like, whatever you may be running, a 1000 to 2000 series card, and the potential of trying to go in and grab a modern generation NVIDIA card, a 4000 series card, they are very expensive. Obviously, they are the latest and greatest, so they should be performing better than anything else that they've ever made. That's the way that works. But man, they're making you pay for it. They're making you pay for it. So, I mean, we talk about it a lot. So, not a lot of surprise here, really. But if you want to see the total breakdown, the video's here in this article. I'll link it. Okay. 9 cool new games from GDC 2023. Indie games, baby. When thousands of developers descend into one place, there are going to be some excellent games to check out. That was definitely the case over the past week. We've been attending the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, and in addition to watching press conferences and attending talks, we've also had plenty of opportunity to go hands-on with some intriguing indie games. There's a lot to be excited about, so we gathered our favorites in no particular order right here. Most of these are due out later this year, so plan your free time accordingly. We got Fae Farm, which we've seen here in the channel before. So a cozy farming dungeon crawling experience. Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon with magical elements thrown in, okay? Omega Strikers, we've seen this as well. Free to play competitive multiplayer game. Mashup of soccer and Overwatch. Cart Life. Experiencing the lives of 3 different people struggling to make it as street vendors. A Highland Song. Side-scrolling game about a young girl exploring the Scottish Highlands. Choice-driven gameplay, selecting different paths through the mountains. Surprising elements like simple survival, as you have to stay warm and dry and find shelter at night. And some rhythm gameplay elements as well. Naiad, we've seen a little bit of this one before too. Playing as a tiny water nymph, swimming through a gorgeous, serene lake, completing little tasks along the way. Movement is fluid. Small environmental puzzles to solve. Not pushy about it, just letting you discover things at your own pace. Just like a chill, little relaxing title. The Wandering Village. This is already out in early access on Steam. Fairly standard city builder. Harvest resources. Build and upgrade your town. Try your best to balance the needs of your growing population. Twist is that you're building the city on the back of a giant wandering creature. We've seen this one before as well. Vimba, we've seen this also. Use your intuition and cooking skills to help repair a damaged family recipe book. Through trial and error, you try to recreate the comfort food that will help Vimba and her family keep their connections to their culture and former country as they adjust to a new life in Canada. Five Force Fighters, we've seen this too. Five Force Fighters is a fighting game inspired by the Budokai Tenkaichis and the Dragon Ball Mugen fan games of the world. So think that. Canada, what's up, Wick? Trying to get some people riled up this morning, dude. Did you get to work on the PC last night, dude? I didn't hear from you at all, so. El Paso Elsewhere. El Paso Elsewhere, thrilling homage to Max Payne and his penchant for the slow motion shooting dive. Third-person noir shooter in which you must blast your way through a run-down motel overrun by all kinds of supernatural beasties in order to stop your vampire ex-girlfriend from destroying the world. Yeah, it's normal. Just a normal day. They've got videos of all these. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Let's watch this one real quick. The rest of them I've seen.
Turn a man to a beast right in front of me. The only warmth that I see steams from a sea.
Just a little bit, dude. It's almost
a black man pounding the pavement. Every crack in the ground is a burden. He's taking the place in bets, spending their jets. Thin-haired bastards craving sweat, salivating on a human marionette. Nervous fingers grip the cage they build and shake it. I want this man to help me break it. If not for me, for himself. But I doubt that.
Oh, yeah, dude, yeah, okay. So it moved over across to you guys is what happened, man. Because like I said, I mean, we were getting blasted with snow, you know, like early yesterday. Then by the time evening hit, dude, it was basically like almost all melted out. But it probably hit you guys late as it was getting colder and got nasty.
A whole river of heads. This is why I want wealth. So I can see our masters dead.
Yo, Mithril, what's up? Yo, cool, dude. It's good to see you, buddy. Hope your Sunday was well, man. Cool. I hadn't seen that one. I've seen these other ones, but I'll link it for you guys to take a look at, you know. We've seen these a lot here in the channel and in the news and different showcases and stuff like that. So I'm not going to watch all of these. I hadn't seen El Paso Elsewhere, though. That looked cool. But we love indie games, man. So there you go. Nintendo eShop sales make one of the best Switch games $2. Normally the game in question is $20. Inside. This game's been going on sale a lot lately. So Inside, and it's a puzzle platformer. It's been going on sale on Switch a lot lately too. We've seen the trailer a ton. It is on sale again on the Switch eShop. So there's another. It's the successor to 2010's Limbo, and they're both supposed to be very good, but Inside's a little more notable than Limbo, maybe. And think like Little Nightmares, if you know those games, kind of that vibe. You know, you got like the like 2.5D platforming kind of thing going on, you know. But it's supposed to be very, very good. You're not going to get a ton of gameplay out of it, though. Understand that. So, like, probably 4 to 5 hours worth of gameplay is probably what you're looking at. But for $2, it's supposed to be a very, very good game. Cool. Dark and Darker removed from Steam amid legal fallout, man. We had seen some stuff here recently where they were getting accused of stealing assets and code from other games. Dark and Darker, a dungeon crawl, they were supposed to be having a beta come up next month too, like a couple weeks from now. Dark and Darker, a dungeon crawler game developed by Iron Mace, has been taken down from Steam following allegations of copyright infringement. The game, which had been in early access, was pulled from the storefront after publisher Nexon reportedly sent a cease and desist to Iron Mace, claiming that some of the game's development code was copied from Nexon's dungeon crawler codenamed P3. According to the game's Reddit community, removing Dark and Darker from Steam gradually began with removing its movies and trailers, followed by screenshots, various game features, early access, and finally the description. Iron Mace's website, however, is still live at the time of writing. In a message posted on the game's Discord community, Iron Mace explained that they were working with their lawyers to resolve the issue and get the game reinstated on Steam as soon as possible. The developer also reassured fans that a recent police visit to their studio was a quick process, that nothing was found, and that the visit would not delay development. The removal of Dark and Darker from Steam highlights the issue of copyright infringement in the gaming industry, which can have severe consequences for developers and publishers alike. Copyright infringement occurs when someone uses copyrighted work without permission, such as copying code or using someone else's art assets. I mean, this is one of the things that I've been talking about a lot here lately, right? It's you know, games copy one another all the time. Yeah, I mean, you can't copy someone directly. You can't copy anything directly. You just can't do it, or else you're going to get wrecked by, issues of copyright infringement, right? But what happens is games copy one another all the time because there are things that are mechanics and implementations for developers that they do very well and obviously make games very successful, and then other developers look at that and go, hey, we should try to do that too. So they take it and they spin it into, obviously it's something that they copied off of somebody else, but they spin it into something that isn't blatantly copied. It's got some kind of unique play to their own game that isn't able to be sought after as like copyright infringement, right? But I mean, this is the same thing we talk about right now with the art asset stuff. A lot of the ethical issues that have come about with the AI art generation stuff is that whenever these developers are using AI tools to generate content, like we talk about the art stuff that happens, it's not going in just, you're not going, hey, AI, typing in like create me this, and it's not going and like opening an application and like developing it of its own sentient like capabilities. This is not what it does. It goes out and it gathers other people's art assets and copyrighted material that they've done that they can just grab and look at. It'll take it and it will like mash it up with a bunch of people's together and create something unique out of it. So there are like these ethical issues that come about with whether that should be okay or not, and ultimately what these developers are doing are trying to use like AI to replace people by ultimately using people's copyrighted material at the core of what's happening. So there are a lot of different ways to look at it, and that's why a lot of people are not real thrilled with the AI stuff that's going on. But in the case of Dark and Darker, Iron Mace may have used code from Nexon's P3 without permission. This type of copyright infringement can result in legal action, including fines and damages, as well as damage to the infringer's reputation. The case of Dark and Darker also raises questions about cheating in online games. A recent report suggested that a Dark and Darker player had been approached on Discord and was offered to be paid to create a cheat tool for the game. Cheating in online games is a growing problem that can ruin the experience for other players and damage the reputation of the game and its developers. Dude, absolutely. We talk about this a lot too. You take a game like Escape from Tarkov right now that's getting obliterated because they can't remove the cheaters, or they're not taking enough measures to try to get rid of cheaters in the game. And it is really, really ruining their community. In conclusion, removing Dark and Darker from Steam highlights the severe consequences of copyright infringement in the gaming industry and the growing problem of cheating in online games. As a result, developers and publishers need to protect their intellectual property and ensure that their games are fair and enjoyable for all players. Cheaters suck. Cheaters get wrecked. I hate them, dude. Cheaters in online multiplayer environments because they just can't stand to lose and, whatever. It sucks. It's a cat and mouse game. It's hard for developers to stay on top of it all the time because there are always new ways that cheaters and the developers of cheating software and hacks and stuff are finding ways to get around the methods that the games themselves, the developers of the games themselves are finding ways to prevent. It's cyclical, man. It's always a chase, and so it's hard, but it's critical because it really dude, if they are not on top of it, it will ruin an online community. It'll ruin an online game. Cheaters will. It does not feel good to people because there are a lot of people, the majority of people just want to go in and play the game legit. They don't care to cheat. They don't want to, they don't want to do that. And the people that do cheat ruin a game real quick. They ruin that experience. Marvel vs. Capcom 4 rumor leaks release date and roster. A new and rather dubious Marvel vs. Capcom. Gabs, what's up, my friend? How are you? Is making the rounds, making some big claims in the process. At the moment of writing this, a new Marvel vs. Capcom game has not been announced, but according to the rumor in question, one is in the works and aiming to release sometime during late 2024. This is going to be big stuff here, man. While the game would be the 7th mainline installment, it's reportedly going to be called Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Immediately giving it more significance. The rumor doesn't mention platforms, but it does divulge the roster, which claims is comprised of 21 Marvel characters and 21 Capcom characters. The Marvel characters are as follows: Iron Man, Captain America, Captain Tryhard, if you will. Sorry. Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Mr. Fantastic, Daredevil, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Captain Marvel, Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Deadpool, awesome, Juggernaut, Magneto, Venom, Red Skull, Loki, sick, Doctor Doom, and Thanos. Meanwhile, the Capcom characters are as follows: Ryu, Luke, Chun-Li, Yuri, Mega Man, Zero, Sigma, Leon, Nemesis, Morrigan, Felicia, bye Felicia, Dante, V, Strider, Hiryu, Grandmaster Mio, Monster Hunter, Asura, Hagar, nice dude, Hagar, let's go, Arthur, Akira, and Phoenix Wright. The rumor notes it's not entirely clear if all these characters will be in the base game or whether some will be saved for DLC. Look, man, I think we all know how that's probably going to go, right? And if you think, like, even if these are all going to be base characters, there's plenty of room for more Marvel characters and more Capcom characters to be DLC. So, whichever way, there's going to be more characters added to this game after it comes out. There's, of course, the possibility some would be cut of this list that we've seen. What is noted is that Capcom is currently planning to have at least 2 seasons of DLC. This is about it. The rumor mentions the game is going for a modern and street vibe, and the Arc System Works has been reached out to help with the game's development. The source of the rumor and the red flags it raises, all of this information comes from an anonymous Reddit user who does not say how they are privy to this information. In the past, some of the biggest leaks have come from anonymous Reddit and 4chan users, but both have been responsible for a mighty amount of hogwash as well. Yeah. So, grain of salt here, but, it's been a long time since a Marvel Capcom game, and there's been a lot of, requests for it to come back. This is one of those iconic fighting games that people have loved over the years, and, so to think that Capcom wouldn't bring this back at some point in the near future, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It feels like time for it anyway. This is one of those fighting games that people have traditionally been very, very, very passionate about. So, and it's been a long time. Yeah. So probably going to see something before too long. But again, this is nothing official. What are you guys talking about? Cheaters ruined the original Warzone? Yeah. Now they have this crap Warzone 2 product. Yeah. I'm good, Gabs. How are you? Thanks for asking. No smash Gabs. All right, PS Plus subscribers blown away by graphics of a new PS5 game. PS5 Uncharted Legacy of Thieves graphics are amazing, reads the post. Anybody else tried out this game since it came to PS Plus Extra? I'd already played Uncharted 4, so mainly got it for Lost Legacy, which I hadn't played. The graphics are so good with PS5 upgrades. The game itself is great. Highly recommend. Tempted to play Uncharted 4 again just to see and experience the chapters in 60 frames and better resolution. Yeah, if you played either game on PS4, you know they are some of the best looking games on the console, despite being years older than many other games. So it should come as no surprise that both games are also some of the best looking on PS5. For those that don't know, Uncharted The Lost Legacy is an action-adventure game and a standalone expansion to Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. The former was released in 2017, a year after the latter. Its big selling point, which is also why many ignored it, is that it doesn't star Nathan Drake, but secondary character Chloe Fraser. Cool. So it looks like the on the PS5, it's looking even better. Cool for anybody that's interested. There you go. We all know, most of us know what that game is. Happy, what's up, bruh? What's up, friendo? How you doing, man? This is the last article. We'll go get into some gaming. Cool. So basically, I saw something earlier that was talking about there's like a scary vibe bundle from Humble Bundle. Yeah. So kind of a bleak news day today. We've had a lot of extensive news segments here recently, so it's not a bad deal for us to kind of get through one. And it's Sunday. Sometimes Sunday can be a little bit bleak, which is okay too, because a lot of people are just enjoying their weekend, and that's not a big deal. We've had a lot of news here recently, and news is ramping up because it's that time of the year. Between now and June, it's really going to start popping off, and we're already seeing it, man. There's a lot of stuff coming to us. News segments are starting to get a little bit longer, which is fine. And with more news, the more news we get, the longer it goes because of that, and because we get more interaction from the discussion just here when we do them. And that's fine, man. It's cool. But sometimes, we'll still get like some bleak days like today, and that's all right. But they have this Scary Games Into the Dark. This is something I saw this morning, so we take a look at this real quick. Let's see. So if you pay $18, you get all these games. Bro, it actually is. It actually is the end of the fiscal year. You know how it is, dog. Yeah. Yeah, you're learning, bro. So, on Humble Bundle, you can get Scary Games to Play in the Dark bundle. It's an entire 7-item bundle. You get all 7 items. You can pay more if you want to give to the Malala Fund. Supports the Malala Fund. The Malala Fund, which it's telling me nothing about now. Sick. I clicked on the link. It gave me nothing. You can change it as well. So this is the thing about Humble. Humble Bundle is very cool. They do this, like, a lot of what you do whenever you purchase these bundles is you can pay a less amount and you'll get only a few of the games, or you pay like what they want for the full amount and get all the games, or you can pay over, and everything that you pay over gives even more to these charities, right? So that's what's cool about Humble. And you can see the charities that are trying to support at that current time, and you can see it like right here. Right there. And you can actually change if you decide to buy a bundle, and you can change what fund that you want to support. There's American Red Cross, Child's Play, Games Aid, Malala Fund, Wikimedia Foundation, Charity Water. So these are the suggested charities, and then you can go search for all kinds of other charities, right? And they've got a lot of support that they do, and they do a lot of cool bundles and stuff as well. But right now, if you pay $18, then you'll get Visage, the Mortuary Assistant, SCP-5K, Them and Us, the Blackout Club, Labyrinthine, and Prop Night. Okay? If you go $12, then you're just getting Them and Us, Blackout Club, Labyrinthine, and Prop Night, and $7 will just be Labyrinthine and Prop Night. But $18 will get you all those titles, and a good chunk of that will go to whatever. So you'll see. This is how it goes. You can also adjust the donation, right? So if you've got this drop down box right here as well, adjust the donation. The default donation, $11.70 goes to publishers, $5.40 would go to Humble, and $1 of that would go to Malala. If you go extra to charity, then $10.35 goes to publishers, $270 goes to Malala, and $495 to Humble. I mean, I think that's the way to go, right? Or you can go custom, and you can just like adjust this around. You know, it's a pretty good site for being able to give to charity while getting some games that you might be interested in and everything. So take a look at it. All kinds of charities on there, and if they've got some games you're interested in, they do all kinds of different bundles of not just software but books, like digital board game stuff. There's all kinds of stuff on here, but this particular one, I'll just take you to the Humble main page, and then I'll link that for you guys. But you can see you can go here. You can see all the bundles they give for games, books, software, all the other like single games. Most of these are going to be like Steam codes, Steam keys that you'll get, but it's a pretty good site, man. So they do a lot of good for getting money to charity and stuff like that. Good stuff. Them's the breaks, baby. That's the news for today. That's the news. You guys rock. Appreciate you. We're gonna go do some gaming. Should be hanging out and playing games with our buddy Pinky, and yeah, doing some more Divinity today. So I don't know. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you guys. We'll move on and get into some Divinity. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Bio break, the breakfast. Yeah, we're gonna break it up. We're gonna break it up for a second and be right back. Yeah. If anybody's checking out this content, great job, guys. Great job. You guys are great. Fantastic. So if anybody's checking out this content and whether it be VODs on YouTube or highlights on the Twitch channel, anything else that we've got up there, man, gameplay segments, episodes, clips, funny clips and stuff. We try to get a lot of the funny stuff that happens here in the channel put up there for people to enjoy. And if you're taking a look and you're liking some of what you see, then come hang out with us, man. We go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day. We do video gaming news, try and stay current with what's going on in the industry before we dive into whatever video gaming content we have planned for the rest of the day, man. And we have a lot of fun. So try to come hang out with us. Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow for March 27th edition of Video Gaming News. And I don't know, we're gonna have to figure out what we're playing. Might just be some Warframe stuff, but we'll figure it out. Divinity is gonna be on a bit of a hiatus for about a week, so we're gonna have to put it on the back burner for a little bit, but we'll get back into it next week. Okay, I like what I see too, bro.